and Troy Weaver knows it. But, I mean, could you imagine, though, if you are sitting there and you're Troy Weaver and you're evaluating and go, I just don't see it.
Stop sign. Turn right onto McAllister Street.
Not easy, huh?
No. I think there's a lot being made about this. I get the feeling that everyone's coming up with reasons not to take Cade Cunningham, and in the end, they can't really come up with a reason not to take Cade Cunningham. And I think even going to the point where we're saying, well, Troy Weaver, he's got this track record of doing this, and this, and he's going to make his own mind up. Yeah, it's not to say he's not going to come to the same consensus that everybody else has. They're taking Cade Cunningham.
Well, there is one dissenting voice as it pertains to Cade. And we'll play that for you today at 11:02. And then get to your phone calls and feedback. 97.1 The Ticket.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
And Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb. All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with
At the
Liberty
stop
Mutual
sign,
customizes
turn
your car
left onto
insurance
West
so you
9
won't pay
Mile
for
Road.
what you need. Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs. Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
sadness and misery. I don't feel either of these. I'm in a good
1.8 miles. Turn left onto Lazar Road.
Hey, man, what's wrong?
Well, interesting somebody who's here.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Oh, hey, boss.
Okay, let's try it again.
smile on my face.
Nope, that's still happy.
Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store. You work hard and you train hard, and let's face it, sometimes it hurts. But it doesn't have to be that way. Just put it on, and Tiger Balm goes right to your aches and pains fast. That's why people around the world depend on Tiger Balm. Made from a blend of herbal ingredients, Tiger Balm is the nation's #1 selling pain-relieving ointment. Available in ultra strength and a convenient hydrogel patch. So whether you're a world-class athlete or a weekend warrior, roar back with Tiger Balm. It works where it hurts. Available at stores everywhere.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches, weakness, or discomfort in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, and B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live your life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
Reaction to the latest sports news, insights from the national experts, and the info you need to bet on all of today's action. We call that Wagertainment. BetQL shows are now streaming live, morning, afternoon, and night, with coverage from across the worlds of sports and sports betting. Find out who's hot, who's hurt, and who can help you cash in. The BetQL network features some of the biggest names in the game, like Nick Kostos, Ken Barkley, and more. All new shows from BetQL, streaming live right now on Odyssey.
Buddy's Pizza, the birthplace of the original Detroit-style pizza, is proud to celebrate 75 years in the Motor City. Download Buddy's Rewards from your app store today to receive exclusive offers and earn points on purchases at all 19 Buddy's Pizza locations. Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket, powered by Odyssey and brought to you by the NBA. The NBA playoffs are happening right now. It's out of the action. And the Ticket signing bonus, $1,000 in 11 times each weekday. Powered by BetQL. Win more and cash in more with the help of BetQL. Download the BetQL app today to learn more. That's BETQL. Listen for the keyword at half past each hour between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Text that keyword to 72881 before the end of that hour. Message and data rates apply. You could win a $1,000 signing bonus on 97.1 The Ticket. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit.
Royals. Tigers making some moves today before a doubleheader. They optioned infielder Willie Castro to AAA. They also DFA'd Nomar Mazara. They recalled outfielder Derek Hill and infielder Isaac Paredes from AAA. Also left-handed pitcher Miguel Del Pozo. He's going to be the 27th man for today's doubleheader. Speaking of that doubleheader, might not exist as there's big-time rain in the forecast. However, if it does exist, Game 1 is going to be Jose Urania. Game 2, we're still waiting on who will pitch for the Tigers. Both games can be heard right here on 97 on the ticket. Open going on right now, and how about Colin Morikawa? He was awesome today. He leads the Open at 9 under. He was 6 under today, a second-round score of 64. That's your ticket update. More on 971theticket.com or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Karsh and Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket.
Okay. We just played a whole bunch of sound. 2 sound bites. I guess that doesn't qualify as a bunch. Hold on. You just heard
Longer than Reader's Update.
Ryan Russillo and Chad Ford, 2 NBA guys, cite a whole bunch of sources that say it's Cade. Scouts, GMs, it's Cade. Cade's the number 1 pick, which isn't reshaping the draft. We all kind of feel like everybody feels this. I certainly do. But Chad Ford also reporting that Houston's trying to get a second lottery pick because 2 lottery picks can pry number 1 out of Detroit. They're picking 2 and a second lottery pick. And by the way, the variance between like the 4th pick and the 11th pick is huge. Like, that'd be a high lottery pick if they're going to get Detroit to even listen. But not everybody, okay? I think you're going to hear a term, and Gator, I think you're going to bristle. I think you're going to be like, all right. And I haven't heard the soundbite, Kane, but we'll hear it right. This Chad Ford, who talked to an NBA analytics guy, who made a case against Cade.
You know, I had Dean DeMakis on my podcast last time, and you know, he does a lot of analytics stuff, does a lot of gambling stuff, and he made the best argument that I've heard against Cade Cunningham, which is that when you compare him, go all the way back to 2003 and look at every guard in the league that was drafted and look at some key statistics that we know sort of translate to the next level, Cade Cunningham came up short against virtually all of those prospects. His closest comp was O.J. Mayo, which is,
Yeah, that's not what you want number 1.
Yeah. You know, you've got a guy who's not a great athlete, but really can shoot the basketball. O.J. Mayo can do that. Was kind of stronger than most of his competition as a freshman, so he could kind of bully ball his way to the basket. Had good passing handles, but wasn't elite as a passer. And O.J. Mayo wasn't a really great defender. And the statistics say, oh, those are kind of like the same guy. Now, interestingly, the next best comp was Jason Tatum, which if he's Jason Tatum, I'm okay with him being the number 1 pick in the draft if he's going to be Jason Tatum. But, you know, the one thing that he pointed out that was just really problematic about him that nobody really wants to talk about is everybody talks about this sort of high IQ, great feel for the game. His assist-to-turnover ratio was terrible at Oklahoma State. He gets stripped a lot. He makes a lot of bad reads and passes. He made a lot of great shots, but a lot of them were tough shots. And, you know, what happens at the next level? Because one of the selling points on Cade is that he's this 6'8" point guard who has this, you know, unreal feel for the game, but the statistics that typically sort of measure sort of basketball IQ or whatever actually say Cade Cunningham is on the low end.
Okay. What do you make of it? Well, I don't know if it's going to be funny or not. I don't
Stay in the real
but
lanes.
my first thought was, okay, what's the comp for Jalen Green? What's the comp for Evan Mobley? Right. If your comp is O.J. Mayo for Cade Cunningham, what's it say about the rest of the draft class there? I think that's a fair thing to ask. Yeah. But beyond that, I like on the Jason Tatum part. That sounds good to me. I'll take that. The word, when analytics guy gets involved I want to know how much analytics guy takes into account, like, just basketball sense. And I don't mean Kate Cunningham. Do they have any eye, or is it all straight statistics?
Yeah.
It's all this height, this weight, this 40 time, this.
Yeah, this many turnovers,
is
many
it all 100? I use 40 time. Obviously 40. You don't hear about players 40 because of the NBA, but you get the point. The point is it 100% statistically driven that you draw that opinion? Because that to me is a dangerous game to play, and a game that I don't play. And I think analytics guy can get out of control. And so I take it kind of all with a grain of salt. Players aren't chess pieces. They don't move exactly the same way on the board every time. And so don't treat them that way. Don't analyze it.
I always thought with analytics, you listen to it, you look at the data, but you don't treat it as the holy grail of information.
Yeah,
it's just another tool to use when you're making your decision.
You have to marry it.
Yeah.
Kang, what did you make of that?
I think analytics are very important, but you can't let it control the entire process, especially in basketball nowadays. You gotta look where you are in the league as well. The one thing that Cade, and I think everyone that knows, has watched Cade or evaluated Cade knows that this guy isn't an elite athlete. He's just not. So those things aren't going to jump out at you numbers-wise for analytics. I brought up the first comparison was, and I admit it was a lofty comparison, but Luka Doncic, okay, he's just not athletic. He can play ball, obviously. Paul George isn't crazy athletic. I think that, Cade's kind of like in that build. There are things, like you said, the basketball sense. He does have to work on his turnovers, getting stripped, things like that. But when you watch him play, he knows how to handle the ball. He knows where to go with the ball. He can be a floor leader in general. I don't know if analytics, how much they can take that into it. But when you look at, like I said, analytics and numbers, yeah, he's just not an athlete. He's just not, he's 6'8", he's 220, he's got an NBA body, but he's not going to jump out the building. He doesn't, when they say bully ball, yeah, because he's got that size, but he's not this incredible, physical specimen. And when you bring up O.J. Mayo and Tatum, then you're like, well, okay, those are two comps. I mean, is it 50-50? He's going to turn to O.J. Mayo or Jason Tatum?
Right. And with analytics, you expect to spit out, like, okay, here's a spitting image of what you're going to get. And you have just a wide diversity between those two players and the two top comps.
By the way, one's like 6'4", and the other's like 6'9", 6'10". I don't even know how they
came to that conclusion.
Yeah, but the other thing is, look at his teammates at Oklahoma State. Was that a good team?
No, they suck.
Okay, so he's
gonna have the ball in his hands more. Things happen.
Yeah, and I'm not an analytic guy. I don't know how you go about doing this, but I would think, okay, let's look at other players in the past that have basically been one-man teams. Whether it was Dwayne Wade or whomever. Take a look and does that measure up at all? And I'm with you. He's not the same athlete as those guys, right? Clearly, he's not. But there's something about him that has everybody saying he's the number one guy. Because he can do everything really well. He's just not necessarily an elite athlete.
All right, 248-539-9797. People have been patient. Let's get to your phone calls. A lot to chew on there. Cal is on a cell. Hi, Cal.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Sir?
First off, let me say I may pick Cade no matter what, while being realistic. Obviously, if we had a superstar getting traded to us, that's different. But the reason why I'm sticking at that is because can you imagine if we do pass up on the guy that the whole world is telling us to take for Jalen Green, which going into the draft, if we would have gotten 2 or 3, Jalen Green was my guy. I really like him. I think that he's a good athlete. But the whole world is kind of telling us Cade is the guy. It's worth taking, And Troy Weaver needs to see that. Besides that, if he somehow does not turn out to the guy we want to be, we also cannot be to blame for that. That's the only reason why I really like Cade is because if he doesn't pan out, it's not really to blame because he's the top guy.
I guess I wouldn't personally approach it that way. I kind of see what you're saying, but for me, that sounds like you're making the pick out of fear more than making the pick. And like you're making the pick to be safe and to not get criticized.
No, I don't mean it like that. Like I do see, like you guys have said, Jason Tatum. First of all, I see Jason Tatum more than anybody when I watch KD. Besides that, I know that he's not the fastest and he's not jumping that well, but like you compare him to Luka too. I just think it's worth taking the superstar. And I know that I'm not doing it like out of fear, but I just think that he can bring us to the next level. And for trading wise, I don't know if I'm really okay with trading for picks when most of the time if we trade back between 6 and 10, most of those guys don't pan out. Look at I forget who drafted last year.
What about Chu? I mean, because Chu's the one that's getting talked about.
Cal brought up a good point, though, and something we kind of talked about leading up to the draft lottery. And that was, we were all reserved to the fact the Pistons aren't going to win the lottery.
Right.
So what do we hope happens? Well, we hope that they can end up with Jalen Green, right? Yeah. It was Green or it was Mobley, and that we were trying to figure that out because we automatically thought, oh, okay, Cunningham's number one. We have no shot at that. Well, now they win it, and now we're going to rethink this. Don't rethink it. Number one is number one.
You got to look at the situation the Pistons are in too. If this was like the first draft for Troy Weaver, right, and he was starting his rebuild now, yeah, you may want to load up on more picks. Dude, he's already had 3 good picks. Well, I would say 2 good picks, and we don't know about Killian Hayes yet. His first pick, right? Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey, 2 young guys to build around already. Jeremy Grant, he signed in the offseason to a decent deal where people questioned maybe they should have kept Christian Wood, but no, he went with Grant. They already have something to build with here. To add the number 1 overall consensus player, to me, is not worth taking more lottery picks. You had your lottery ticket. You're cashing in on them already. You add Cade Cunningham to the mix. To me, it's a no-brainer.
All right, you've heard the stuff from the podcast. Both Chad Ford and Ryan Russillo say they talk to everybody, and everybody's telling them it's KKK, except for one analytics guy.
Turn right onto
And
West
you heard
Maple
why. You heard why. He wasn't impressed with Cade Cunningham. 248-539-9797. One of your phone calls and feedback. Coming up at 11:30. Another chance to win $1,000 with the ticket signing bonus keyword 97.
Hey, if you're looking to refinance your home or purchase a new home, look no further than Hall Financial. Hall Financial has nearly 4,000 5-star reviews. They're absolutely committed to client satisfaction. In fact, they use a process with advanced technology that allows the majority of their loans to close without needing an appraisal, and that's going to save the clients up to $750. Plus, the majority of those loans, they close in 10 business days or less. I've used Hall Financial in the past to refinance. I couldn't have been happier. Everything was done to my satisfaction. It was done in a very timely fashion, and David Hall himself was very much involved, and I appreciated that. They provide a very different mortgage experience. They're led by obsessive focus on customer service and quick closings so buyers can't compete in this hot market. In fact, they're also going to be able to connect you with a top realtor in your area that'll help you navigate the competitive housing market. Give them a call today at 248-308-5000. Go to the website. You can check out the quick quote for refinancing. You're going to get a great rate, and you're going to get great service from David Hall and his group. So here's the website. Go to hallfirst.com today. That's hallfirst.com.
Stuck in an expensive timeshare contract and feel like there's no way out?
I'm almost at $10,000 in 4 years. I've never traveled anywhere.
They made this sound that this would be a really good deal, that I could go anywhere, anytime I wanted to. That never worked out.
I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO of Wesley Financial Group. I've helped thousands of people get rid of their timeshares. I know all the tricks because I'm embarrassed to say I once worked in the timeshare industry. We've saved suffering timeshare owners millions in debt and maintenance fees. When you're approved as a client, I guarantee you a 100% success rate. We'll get you out of your timeshare, eliminate your payments, and get them off of your back permanently.
I honestly would recommend that you call Wesley Financial. They will help you.
Call Wesley Financial Group now for your free information kit. If they can't get you out of your timeshare, you'll pay nothing. Call 800-611-5252. 800-611-5252. That's 800-611-5252.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle, so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Here's the dirt on dust. It may seem fun, but it's actually made of dead skin cells and dust mite droppings. That's where Swiffer heavy-duty dusters come in, with thousands of specially coated fibers to trap and lock dust in one swipe. Dust can't hide on ceiling fans and bookshelves anymore. When you're done, just remove the disposable cloth and voila! That dust is gone for good. Now that you know the dirt, say goodbye to the dust. Swiffer heavy-duty dusters. Stop cleaning. Start Swiffering.
How do you keep a workout fresh every day?
Clap it up, Peloton. Let's do this.
By getting everything from endurance rides to restorative yoga, all right at home. The Peloton bike. Nothing like working out from home. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Tigers host the Minnesota Twins in a day-night doubleheader. Pre-game today at 1:50 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Scott Anderson, 97 on The Ticket. Open lines, 248-539-9797. From an unnamed texter, I like Jalen Green over Cade Cunningham. Ceiling is higher. Take the chance. You don't get the first pick ever. You can get a Cade-like talent at 13. Take the chance with a high flyer in Green with a much higher ceiling. An athlete we haven't seen for the Pistons since Grant Hill. I feel like the game is falling less in love
In
with the
half a
athlete.
mile, turn left onto Poppleton Street.
You're seeing in Denver with Jokic. You're seeing it in Dallas. Yeah, you're accepting you don't have to be a high flyer to be a great player in this.
No,
Cade Cunningham's not.
The league loves a shooter.
Yeah, I think you're kind of going with what everyone does all the time, though, Doug. Some huge momentum swings here. I think you still, right now, in a very short period of time, the MVP is not an athletic guy. The best young face of the league, not an athletic young guy. But this is very recent.
But
guess what the number one pick was a couple years ago.
Yeah, but the number one pick's about to be a not very athletic.
Exactly. It's a very short time, though. I think don't go crazy with non-athletic guys all of a sudden.
I'm not going to take a guy because he's not athletic, but I don't know that these guys
are having their day right now.
They're having their day right now.
That's all.
Are they? I mean, Cade Cunningham, number one pick, right? Not athletic. Who might be the number two pick?
Athlete.
Okay.
Right.
So then, you know what I mean?
They're more accepting of a guy if he's not a high flyer.
I think, yes, I would say.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yes. Okay. I just want to be like, oh, hey, you don't need to jump and run anymore.
I don't think you're not saying it's a new hotness.
I'm not saying it's an asset. I'm not saying, he's not an athlete.
He's not an athlete. This guy's great. He's a squatter.
I'm saying,
he's awesson. He just sits there.
Kevin Durant couldn't lift the bar, okay?
Right.
So, I mean, you can play ball, but when it's even or when you're not sure if a guy can shoot, guess who always gets picked? The dude that can jump out the building with the high ceiling, right? That's the guy that always goes.
248-539-9797. Brian's in Detroit. Hi, Brian.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing today?
All right, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, fellas, listen, if Pistons GM feel like he don't want to take the guy, don't take it. But you know what I heard? That draft with 8, with Markelle Fultz, and draft with John Morant, how the guys above him was so great. Markelle Fultz was a bust. I bet you Memphis will still pick Morant over the other guy. If the Pistons GM feel like I'm picking who I want to pick, that's what he would do. Because as far as that making a mistake, you will make mistakes no matter what. He has done a good job, so I trust him off his record to pick who he feel like is the best player. Because to me, Cunningham might be all they say he go be. But man, he don't seem to me to be the kind of guy you don't pick up a phone and move on to something better if you can. He just don't seem that way to me. And I didn't see that when he played. But all of a sudden, the season over, just like the NFL draft. Now the players are getting a whole lot better once the season is finished. Man, please. Whatever the GM want to pick, that's what I'm going with. Cunningham is not LeBron. He ain't half of LeBron. Now all of a sudden, we ain't going to accept calls. It's a sure enough guaranteed pick.
So,
man,
Brian, what you're
I've
saying
heard
is...
that the last few years.
So what Brian is saying is believe in Weave.
Believe in Weave.
At the light,
Hey, so,
turn
like
left
10
onto
years
Hamilton
ago,
Street,
this is
then
amazing.
turn right
I
onto
remember
Knox
when
Street.
that GM for Indiana Pacers picked Reggie Miller, and those people in Indiana wanted to shoot him because he didn't pick Steve Alford. Go with the man. Go with your. You got the job. Go with what you feel.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Knox Street, then the destination is on your left.
And then because nobody else did. All of a sudden, this guy's all world after the season is over. Hey, fellas, y'all have a good weekend.
Take care. Yeah, Brian, thank you. Hope it is a good weekend. Is it raining? So sick of the rain. I'm so sick of the rain.
Well, would you rather it be the other way? Would you rather...
Yes.